Hi, this is Hart, and I'm just going to show you how few materials it takes to make your own candles. So I have a 1/4 teaspoon for my essential oil, a melting pot that you see there in the background. Vanilla essential oil is what I'm using for the first 2 candles. And I have a big organic hemp, it's not a spool of thread, but anyway, thread. It's my wick that I use. And then I have a 5-pound bag of my soy wax. My 5-pound bag of soy wax is like $10. The melting pour pot is a 4-pound pot. It's about $10. You need scissors to cut your hemp wick. But once you have your hemp wick and that pot, you can make so many candles out of it. And as you watch, I just keep an eye on the soy wax to make sure that once it's fully melted, as you see there, I take it off the heat immediately. You can choose to stir it with something, but with soy you can just lift it and spin it slightly and it'll keep it mixing. You want to do this on a glass cooktop stove, but if you have a gas stove, please use a double boiler or it's not going to be as safe because the candle wax will light up into a flame. I stir the essential oil into it, stirring back and forth to make sure it's fully mixed in, and then all you do is you pour it into whatever holder you're going to have. Now, if you're working with soy wax, you want to make sure it's in a container and stays in a container. It will not hold its own form well. And soy wax doesn't put off, like paraffin wax, it doesn't put off any chemical odors in your house that could be dangerous to inhale. And because you're using essential oils that you'd be willing to put on your skin and love the smell of, you don't have to worry as much with that either, that it's a fragrance that could be toxic you could be smelling as well. That's why I prefer to make my own candles. 1, it's less expensive. 2, it's safer. And if you just use your everyday items to wrap your wick around, because it has a waxy substance, that wick stays pretty good around just by a wrap. You don't have to tie a knot or anything. Just make sure your wick is pre-waxed, or you buy it pre-waxed. So I intentionally used a fork and a couple of pens to show you how few tools you need when you're making your own candles. The total cost outlay when you first start is about $30 when you buy your initial equipment, but you can reuse those over and over again. And like you saw that 5-pound bag of soy wax, it will last for many of them. So I'm making another candle with lavender in my second candle. I use a lot less of that because this particular essential oil only requires quite a few drops, and I'm also only making just one little candle. These candles are about 12 ounces. I didn't do any measurements here on purpose because the purpose of this video is not so much about the measurements. I just want to show you how easy it is to make your own candles or make candles for someone with a small total cost outlay to start. And you just melt it, you pour it, and you see how I'm spinning there. I did that same kind of little spin because it's not a full pot. It's not dangerous to have it spill over, and it's not hot everywhere. It's not a mess to clean up. And I'm just going to show you sideways here because it's the best camera angle I had, that when you pour it in, you don't even have to have your wick already in there. You can put the wick in after the fact. I get the last little bit of the wax out of there. I wipe it down with a paper towel while it's still a little bit warm, and try to make sure the wick is centered as I put it in the middle of the candle. It cools. You don't really want to be moving these around much, so you want to leave them there as they're cooling, otherwise you might have the wax put little marks on your jars. So now you see how simple it is. Thanks for watching.